Islam, Dwayne. Islam. Hold on 1 second, okay? Islam, Moorish American National Republic. Um, um, Islam to the National Grand Sheik, Joe Arrington-Bey, Islam. Okay, Islam. Um, what I'm doing is I'm about to do a quick video. I always say quick. I tried to make it quick. I just woke up. My face is looking a little puffy. I just woke up. I'm drinking coffee. I'm supposed to stop drinking coffee I said by September on one of my tweets, but it's actually by the middle of September. I'm gonna replace the coffee with superfoods fruit vitamins, so, and nutrients. So this is organic coffee. It's good, but it contributes to weight gain. I think I remember reading coffee slows your metabolism down, and also it's acidic, and I'm trying to focus on alkalinity. So that's why I'm letting it go. And also, the money I spend, usually the money that we spend, Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, we spend and we both benefit from it. I'm the only one that drinks coffee. And that money could, in calculation, can go to superfoods. Superfoods, both of us benefit from it. Okay, because he will take the vitamins as well. He doesn't drink the coffee. He doesn't drink coffee at all. But I use almond milk and as much as I can, and which is 99.9% of the time, in honey. So anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's still acidic. I noticed on my Twitter page, the Twitter page says 2 followers. I don't know why it says 2 followers. It's been 1 follower. There's anytime someone tries to, many times someone has tried to become a follower, unknown. I don't know who they are. I usually block them. So this time I tried to see who it was. That's because it says 2 following under my Twitter page, and it still only says the one person that is following. That's Imani Gray-Bey. So I don't know who the second follower is, but I know that as you know, Moorish American National Republic, the National Grand Sheik Joe Arrington-Bey, and my husband Dwayne Bey, you know that the tablet can be manipulated. So and there are those that look to be in the physical presence human, but they are able to manipulate technology, computers, cell phones. Like I had to turn my cell phone off in the middle of the night because also that is a form of engagement. So 2 followers showing 2, that's a form of engagement. So the cell phone will go off because we were waking up, and we still do at certain times. And if you are a stalker, stalking, and you are monitoring someone's behavior, which behavior is psychological, okay? We are those that are not mindful. That saying, you heard that saying, we are creatures of habit. I'm not a creature, but what I get is that because you continue to do the same behavior over and over again, it's so easy to monitor that behavior and predict what you're going to do before you even do it. Whether it's taking the same footsteps to work every day, eating your food, putting portions of food in your mouth, and on the 4th time after the 4th time putting portions of food in your mouth, you take a drink of fluids. That is all behavior. And if there are spirits that are monitoring, that have that knowledge of understanding behavior and the science of behavior, they can predict what you're about to do and use that as a form, and these are unclean spirits, and use that as a form of engagement. It's the same as using the science of telepathy that Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, has rejected. And you know we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland. So they can use that science of behavior, of knowing, to engage, and then create a falsity of why they should be able to attack your genitals in the middle of the night, why they should be able to sit outside your room or your house or your apartment and stalk while you're taking a shower, while you sitting on a toilet stool. They might be somewhere having an orgasm or something while you praying, meditating, doing things of your religion, whatever your religion is. Why they want to send sharp pains to your joints, because they can use that science of behavior that they know about to initiate you into what they can consider whatever sect they're in. And then the ending goal is amalgamation and breeding with unclean spirits that's not like you. So what I had to do is keep the cell phone turned off in the middle of the night. I'm at American Extended Stay 120 Cochran Drive, because a male, I've been documenting this, will make noises as the cell phone would go off. And then I started to notice that the cell phone would be like beep, or make a noise right at the time when we usually wake up at 3 and 4 in the morning to go exercise. This is a behavior that we created for health, mental health, and physical health. But that, I noticed if the first few times I didn't think nothing about it, but after I kept noticing it over and over again, that is a form of engagement. It's just like attacking the genitals in a sexual manner. They think they actually a spirit, an unclean spirit, which is a form of cannibalism. It's cannibalism. They think they're getting off from doing this, and they think they can start sending messages or telepathic messages as though you enjoy your genitals being attacked in a sexual manner or non-sexual manner in the public. So what they're trying to do is create a form of normacy or normalizing acts of terrorism, and them being used, these unclean abominations being used as weapons of mass destruction. Okay, that's enough about that. So I'm going to end that right now. With that, I just giving testimony. Okay, so Dwayne Bey, I want to I didn't mean to spend 7 minutes talking about that, but I wanted to say that because it's important. And we are among unclean spirits. Some of the unclean spirits imply to be connected to the United States Navy, Army, the military, and through history, the United States Navy and Army that have not taken an oath or affirmed to uphold these divine laws of freedom. The Constitution of 1787, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, and the 13th Amendment 20 sessions have been known to abuse their knowledge, their power. Okay? Not just here, but they have done it overseas, and they have done it here. Okay, so it's important for me to state that. And I don't know who's taken an oath or affirmed, but we know as in history that's been documented that these things have been done upon the inhabitants of this landmass, acts of terrorism by them using different forms of weapons of mass destruction upon the inhabitants of this landmass, and them going overseas. And that includes rape, molestations, and murder. Okay, so let me continue. Take a deep breath. That's 8 minutes. That's 8 minutes. I didn't mean to go there, but I needed to. Okay, Dwayne, and what I'm doing is scratching my leg. In the National Grand Street, Joe Bryant, May. That's actually 9 minutes. I need to, in the Moorish American National Republic, I needed to speak about truth again. Now, once again, so when I talk about the inhabitants of this landmass being abused, many have been abused. Dwayne Bey, many. The reason why I'm doing this video is because, Dwayne, it is because I woke up this morning, and so many times I was reading some of the tweets under your under a link that you have. It's SYNC link, And I see sometimes Marianne Haasname tweeting, and other Moors that I used to see tweet on the Twitter page quite a bit. And so many times it's implied that you allow so much to happen because of your the created love, that form of love for the woman that you claim to love, or that you profess that you love. And this is a form of you demonstrating your love for her as her wife, as she being your wife. But Dwayne, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this to Moorish American National Republic, the National Grand Sheikh Joe Arrington-Bey, and you, and her, because I know she's going to watch this. And I never forget, I have never been a woman, I'm not going to even go there. When I first met you, Dwayne, and we married in the Sacred Grove, and we did things together that only, that we should have done together as married women, as a married woman and man. We should have. You're my husband. Why wouldn't we? You're my husband. Why wouldn't I do things with you? I loved you. It's not like I didn't love you. It's not like, it was stated I am your wife. So, and I've never gone in the Sacred Grove with anyone else. I have always, you were my first. And in my intentions and through purity, I have never gone in the Sacred Grove with anyone else with someone else as my husband. Never. Ever. You were my first experience. And you're going to be my last. I would never marry another Moorish man this lifetime. Moorish American man, never. Never. It would never happen. I would never marry again this lifetime. Do you hear me? Okay, so I'm going to just say that. And I'm going to leave it and make sure you hear that part. My Moorish American family, ever. And I don't think it would be wise for any Moorish American man to sit back and wait or think or to contemplate. That wouldn't be wise. Yeah. So let me go ahead and continue. And I'm not saying there is, but I'm just saying that wouldn't be wise. So let me continue. I remember when we married, and there was this competition going on, and I never forget on Facebook, Dwayne, actually, it looked like, for whatever I befriended the woman that's in your house now that you claim you love. By mistake. It was definitely by mistake. And I could have continued to befriend her knowing I knew it was her. Or at least that's what it was implied, it was her. This is in 2013. But I discontinued that befriending. I didn't want to I didn't want to be a part of that. I was like, oops, is this her? I don't know. But definitely was implied that it was. I remember being in Sacred Grove, and this female spirit, when you and I would be connected, would come and try implied to be her and be aggressive like a couple of times towards me, like trying to fight me. And I didn't know who I was, and it was implied that it was her. I don't know if it was her, definitely, but it was implied it was her or somebody representing her trying to fight me over you. And I defended myself, but I was surprised because I just couldn't do it. I was like, I was like, well, what is going? Here I am in North Carolina, living humble, just basically having the basics as your wife. the word, I'm your wife. Living humble, so humble. Um, Experiencing many spiritual attacks on 573 Warren Airport Road, Warrenton, North Carolina. That's the house that Kadira and Aline suggested for me. And I didn't understand. I truly didn't understand where this anger was coming from, because in my mind, having 2, 3, 4 wives was no big deal. Now, according it wasn't. According now, I was trying to, because of these attacks, then I started to put one and one together and try to see what is the friction about. So much, because it didn't, I wasn't trying to discontinue her from out your life. And I didn't know all that I was among, all the unclean spirits I was among, about slave breeding. I didn't know about slave breeding and how they could use the science of telepathy for slave breeding with unclean abominations. But I wasn't trying to discontinue her out your life. I was actually praying for you and her. I was praying for her then, because I wanted us to harmonize, and I was like, well, look who he is. She must be something great in personality and her highest self. She must be something great if he loves her like that. Those were my thought process. That was my thought process. I mean, and so I would pray for her and you. Even after there was a time when it seemed like there was a form of competition created. I never forget, I never put my face on social media, because I didn't like taking pictures. But to show you how I look, I definitely put my face on social media. I was like, oh, okay, let me do this. And I fell into that whole competition, trying to see what I have, what I don't have. Well, look, I want you to love me, Dwayne, love me. And to me, I didn't know. I just know that I loved you, and I wanted, and I had no idea about your finances. I had no idea about your finances at the time. You were still deputy sheik. You wasn't a sheik. You were deputy sheik. I had no idea about your status. I didn't know any, how powerful you were, and you are or destined to become. I had no idea, but I loved you, and you were my first experience, and something drove me to go ahead and go about it. But I didn't. Once again, I didn't know a lot, and I didn't know what we were among. So this morning when I woke up, it seemed like as I was reading some of the tweets under the link, or the post under the link, I think it's SYNC. And let me go back. And also, I remember one time when you and I was harmonizing, Dwayne, all of a sudden on my Facebook account, this picture came up of a woman showing herself in a house, and she was light skinned, and her hair was long, and it was implied that she was representing the woman you love. And look, she's been in your house, and you are not even able to go in his house. You hadn't even been in his house yet. You hadn't even touched him yet. And look, and this is in 2013. Look, and I am in his house. I am this, I am that, and you're nothing. And I remember seeing this on Facebook, and I just, it made me upset, and it made me want to fight back. And I think I did fight back by tweeting little stuff, but I shouldn't have. And then I asked for forgiveness, and I let it go, because it's not I don't know. I just like, it's not me. This is not me. Now I'm on a different, and now I see my thoughts, and because a lot of things that I do, Arrington-Bey, is because of something else that's deeper going on with inside of me in my Akashic records that is not always displayed on the surface. And that's what I'm doing. I'm connecting these dots as much as I can. As some more would say, she's going to connect the dots. She's going to connect the dots, connecting the dots. I am, the word connecting dots is definitely connected with me on a righteous level, and that's where I'm focusing that energy towards this righteous connection of why my thought process is not in that manner. Why? Seeing the post of some of the links under that link, it stated some of the links said showed a woman doing like this. Agreed. This is why, and it says, and then it said up under it, he has always, and this is under the link where Moore's post, male and female. This is in it, up under it said, this is what he has done many times, and we all know he's done more. And it, to me, and then it had the number 1, a 1 like on up under it. And then it also, I've seen posts saying silence is an answer and that sort of thing. Dwayne, this is, that doesn't hurt me. It doesn't. But what I'm trying to tell you is, because I'm in a spirit of truth as much as I can, and it doesn't hurt me because I'm not afraid. I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to dismiss the spirit of fear, because fear and doubt leaves confusion, and when you start behaving in a way where you are demonstrating a form of fear and doubt, that's when you cause harm. That's unnecessary evil. You understand? That's what I see. That's when women come out with their claws. And some women who are connected to their lower self, they don't care who they hurt. When they are dealing with fear and doubt, they don't care. They could be the most powerful women in so many ways, and knowledgeable in so many ways in science. But if they are attuned to their lower self, and they have that spirit of fear close to their heart and doubt, they will come out in claws, and the film of confusion is blocking sight. And so they can care less about a life that's being sacrificed, about the energy of harm that's circulating in a nation. They can care whether they can say they can care less about the frequency of the nation rising. This is connecting to a nation can rise no higher than a woman. That statement I keep posting. A nation can rise no higher than its woman. No higher than its woman. And those men, Moorish men, who also was raised by some of these women in that same thought process, will also demonstrate that same form of that character, personality, because of that spirit of fear and doubt being too close to their heart. And in that you have selfishness, and then there could be a murderous spirit in there as well. Murderous. Islam. So, Dwayne, as your wife this lifetime, this is what I'm speaking, and I'm speaking to her, and I'm speaking to the National Grand Sheikh Islam and the Moorish American National Republic. all in 2013, that competition was not real. It it was a created falsity to me. That's my thoughts right now. And as of right now, even seeing you post #1 or you staying quiet, it's not real to me. If the, with the intentions, I'm saying the intention of showing that that she is the one, or and I'm not your wife and she is your wife, or whatever is doing to feed that spirit of ego, or that spirit of assurance. It's not real, because we are in prophecy. Time never was when man was not Arrington-Bey. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, he wrote in his statement, what is Islam? Islam means peace. The true follower of Islam are those, the true followers of Islam are those who do not, or try not, this is not word from word, to cause harm through false words and deeds. That's individually, it's stated so many times that we in the Holy Quran Circle 7, we are, each one of us are priests and priestesses. It stated that once that I read, but in the Holy Quran Circle 7 chapter 35, I keep referring back because it tells you how wonderful Allah is. I'm still breaking it down because I see different messages in different verses of that chapter. But then at the end, it definitely says it's giving us a blueprint of what true economy is, what true life is. Arrington-Bey, I am demonstrating truth. National Grand Shi, Islam, I am demonstrating truth. Moorish American National Republic, my Moorish American family, I'm demonstrating truth. Time never was when man was not. We are all responsible for our own salvation. And I say this in humility. I'm not a master, sir, National Grand Shi. I'm not. You remember when I spoke to you on the phone, I was like, sir, do you remember in 2013 I could barely speak the word spirit? I was like, I could barely speak the word spirit. I was trying to demonstrate and articulate what I was experiencing, but I wasn't exposed to that, to the spiritual world. Now I'm speaking the word spirit freely, so that's a step in thoughts, in a change. Arrington-Bey. Now, it may seem as though, because I imagine what we experienced in a sacred grove and how we did things that husband and wife would do, and I imagine that you do these things with her and other things with her to commune your union. I do. I'm not imagining, but I can see that happening. But this is this lifetime. It does not dismiss time never was when man was not. And when I say that, I'm referring back to chapter 1 of the Holy Quran Circle 7. And how that first chapter gives us a beginning introduction, a blueprint of of what's going on in our lives. and through reincarnations. It's not about, to me, only just being your wife, because we are in prophecy. We're among wickedness of a spirit that's unclean. And a line is being drawn through those who are willing to demonstrate an unclean behavior through thoughts, words, and deeds, whether they are Moors in a proper status or Moors who are striving to be in a status, a high status, or not, and those that are not. And then on the other side, you have unclean spirits. So I'm saying there is and on the other side you have those Moors who are not. That Prophet Noble Drew Ali spoke in Caveat Emptor. Those Moors that are on a pedestal. This is what I see what this is about. A line is being drawn. And so directing that energy, keep focusing on you recycling that energy of harm, showing because of the love that was formed between you and her, is not healthy. Dwayne Arrington-Bey, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for her. If you have children, for the children. It's not healthy for the Moorish American nation and family. It's not healthy. Especially knowing the unclean, demonic abominations that we are among. And yes, I use the word abominations because you know they are unclean in spirits that we are among. They are unclean in spirit. You know and you know this process of slave breeding. It's the focus in thoughts with me is truth. Dwayne, so many Moors have been harmed, sacrificed, cried out, souls. So many. And I think it is a dishonor to those Moors, those children and the adults, for this cycle of harm, putting one, allowing harm to happen towards me, is a dishonor to the spirits of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's a dishonor. This is dishonoring. When I say that, I get teary-eyed because I see. And so, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, I'm asking you to go delve deep. I'm speaking to you, and I'm asking you to delve deep, and listen to that spirit of Allah. When that spirit whispers to you, Dwayne, Moorish American National Republic, listen to that spirit of Allah. National Grand Sheikh Joe Arrington-Bey, Islam and humility. I'm asking you to listen. Please. I'm not saying that you're not, but I know through history, since I've been married to Arrington-Bey, it has been demonstrated that the Spirit of Allah is not being heard. That spirit of righteousness, that spirit that consists of those divine laws of love. It's not just saying love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, but those divine laws of love, which is a spirit, a frequency. Truth, a spirit, is a frequency. Freedom, a spirit, a frequency. Justice, a spirit, a frequency. And so that's what I'm asking. Arrington-Bey, and I'm not saying, I'm not accusing, and I'm not saying I'm all that, because you know I'm not. I fall short. But Arrington-Bey, as you listen to this video, and this is posted on your hashtag, and you might think, oh, if I let go, what would happen to her? I can't do this. She's a mom, whatever. Dwayne, see, Allah is great. If you only, I see something great happening. It's not about me sacrificing myself because of my son, Arrington-Bey. No. When you're dealing with truth, truth heals. There is no, I dealt with truth in a righteous mind. And now look what happened. No. I think when you embrace the spirit of truth, and that's without fear and doubt, things come together, and that spirit of truth is in connection with your higher self, that higher energy. It comes together. I think you have to believe. Moses said believe. Moses and Aaron said believe, have faith. Try to teach the Israelites to believe again. Believe. I'm not going to put her down. What I'm saying is, through the spirit of truth, Arrington-Bey, if I'm not your wife, then it's okay. Release, and you'll have maybe in time, not maybe, you guys work on your marriage and you have children and you feeling good about one another and you move forward and y'all work on the next lifetime, if that's your goal with her. Next lifetime y'all come together, next lifetime you come together. Islam. But if I am your wife, in your eyesight, because in my eyesight, you're my husband this lifetime. Even if that is the case, I'm still not going to marry no one else. Free will, free spirit, I'm not this lifetime. But if I am your wife in your eyesight, I ask for the spirit of truth. Dwayne. Not for status. It's because time never was when man was not. Not for protection. It's because time never was when man was not. Reincarnation. Demonstrating. Knowing the connections of we are all responsible for our own salvation. That's why I ask. Not because of fear and doubt, anger, hurt. It's because I'm in the spirit of truth. And that's how important truth is to me. Right now, in almost all that I do, I try Islam. Right now, Islam. It's August the 18th, 2019.